Hello everyone, I am back. And now that I got the C8 to start, the next thing is to do my body panel construction. So what it is I have the body panels, fiberglass body for a GT40. I had no earthly idea those cars were so small, and I'm not really into the cars that small. So what I'm going to do is I am going to create my own body for the C8 using those body panels, but not exactly. The intent is not to be a GT40, although I may do something closer later. I'm just going to make my own body design that's going to look somewhat like a GT40. All right, so the problem is the GT40 is smaller, which means it's narrower. So what I need to do is I need to widen it. To widen it, I am going to make a mold off of the GT40 body, split it in the middle, and then widen it so it will fit the C8. All right. Now, for the center section, I could make two center sections from the GT40, but it also has a big vent where the hood is, and that would screw up the front trunk, I guess, of the C8. So it would make this unusable. In fact, it'd fill this with water. So I don't want to do that. I want to get rid of that front vent. So what I'm going to do is in the center section, I'm actually going to make a copy of the C8 hood and fill it in the center section along with the nose piece, because again, the whole thing needs to be widened. I have done the measurements. It needs to be widened 6 inches. So what and then it doesn't go as far back because it's shorter in the front. So I am going to do basically, I don't know, kind of like a T-shaped thing where it goes all the way across the back to fill in past where the GT40 hood, front end goes, and then this center section where it's going to be widened. And then, like I said, I will make a mold for this and make a mold for the GT40 and then graft the two pieces together. I haven't decided whether to graft the molds together or probably not. I'll probably make the molds and then make the body parts and then graft the body parts together is what I'm thinking. A little more work, but that way I have a mold for a GT40 if I want it. All right, so that's my plan right now. So the easiest thing to do right now is to start with this, since it's sitting right here. I just got it running. So what I'm going to do first is I've got some, so this car has PPF on it, which is paint protective film. Stuff is amazing. It's very expensive, but if you want to protect your paint job, I highly recommend it. All right, so it's got it on it already. I bought it that way. So I am going to use my ceramic coating, ceramic wax. It's the McGuire stuff. I'm going to put a layer of that on first because my goal is to protect this car, not damage the paint job or the PPF film. So I'm going to put that on first. Then I'm going to use some normal car wax, or I may use the wax that I use for molds. I haven't decided. The challenge is the wax for cars may have silicone in it. I don't think it does, but I know that the stuff for mold release does not. All right, so I'm going to put on the ceramic, put on some wax, one of the two, and then I am going to spray the front end with the green PVA, polyvinyl alcohol, which creates a film in between the two. If you've ever done Elmer's glue as a kid, put it on your hand and let it dry, and then you peel it off, pretty much the same thing. Then I'm going to go even another step and use the hard wax and wax on top of the PVA. That's overkill, and you've got to be really careful when you do that. You can't use any wax that has any liquid type because PVA is water soluble and it'll just eat up the PVA. And you have to be careful not to damage the PVA because it is pretty fragile. So I have had the best results getting molds out when I used that process. I do have some semi-permanent mold release, and I've had mixed results with it. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to even mess with it or not. If I did mess with it, I would probably have to put it on before the PVA. All right, so again, that's my process. My goal is to not damage the protective film on this car, and to get a decent mold off of it. I do know that I need to go further out, because the GT40 doesn't go for this far back. So I'm going to need to go all the way back here, because my goal is to take this off and then just make it to where the new parts can be bolted on. So in order to do that, it has to cover, if I take this off, then I've got to cover everything that this covers. So I will do that, and I guess that's it. All right, so that's the plan. Today's the first day, and I'm gonna see how quickly I can do this. Like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you want to donate, and if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know jack. Bye.